Welcome, Walnut. I'm Lara, but you can call me Laz, your host for Walnut Wednesday. This is your reminder to be brave, be yourself, and know that you can make the world a better place just by what you decide today. Here, I'm going to share my weekly walnuttings with you on a Wednesday. Hello, Walnut. It is me, Laz, here for another episode of Walnut Wednesday. I hope you have had a week that you survived or are surviving. Because for me, Walnut, I am so pleased that it's over. And I feel like there's something in the water because a lot of people I've talked to have also had similar feelings. For me, I feel like I've had things coming at me from all ends. And my walnutting this week, Walnut, I had a menty-B. And not just a menty-B where I broke down and cried and the tears trickled down. It was in front of people. It was at work, and I could not contain myself. I could not hold it in. It needed to be released, and I wanted to sort of talk you through that and what I did and everything. And Walnut, I know you don't need the background or anything because I know that you can immediately just relate when I say I hit my breaking point and I broke. But I've had a week, Walnut, where I've had such high level of emotions. Um, I've received some really, really lovely things from my friends, and again, it's just reiterated to me, Walnut, just how grateful I am to have the people that I have in my life and where I really want to put my focus on. So I've had some really like super, super sunshine and rainbow moments that they're in that like elevation kind of state, like that really blissful, like, oh my God, I'm so lucky and I'm so grateful. Um, as well as in complete polarical, I've been in an instance where I was in a situation where I was extremely uncomfortable. I had to walnut to a degree, and I can't be asked. I can't be asked walnutting with this situation purely because of that polarity with like the people who I want to focus my energy on, and I'm so grateful for them. That when something this kind of the word that comes to mind is like low level. It's not I don't mean like I am higher or better than anyone. I'm meaning sort of that like low vibe level, it's like sort of down in the depths. Just like the energy is icky. Um, I don't want to have my focus there. So when I say like I had a situation where I had to walnut, it's like it's great. It's great to walnut and it's great to be courageous and be brave and do the things, but also I can't be arsed. I can't be asked for all that. So I've had a situation like that. And then on a work front, Walnut, I am just like in that kind of umbrella. Also feel very stretched at all ends. I don't know what I don't know, and I feel a lot of pressure, things put on me. I feel bad. I want to keep everybody safe. I wanted all the things. And I that's where the breaking point hit. So I had all the things from all of the places and all of the umbrellas. And I was at work and I was already in a mood and I was already in a like, oh God, what is today going to bring? Because I'm in a lot of conversations that are a bit higher level than I am. And I'm not a data person and I'm not a financial person, and I happen to be involved in a lot of those kinds of things just because there is no one else for me in my area at the moment. Um, so immediately confused, immediate confusion, and yeah, I got a call from a former colleague, who's like a divine angel banana. And they were really frustrated. And obviously, recovering people pleaser, I wore a bit of their frustration. They weren't frustrated at me, they were frustrated at the situation. And obviously, I was a part of the situation. So I felt it strongly and felt like, what could I have done? And I'm not really across this, all the things. And then I kind of like kept using my like condition that system that I have now, where it's just a filtration system of like watching someone's lips move and then in my head going, okay, what do I need to do and what do I need to action? Um, and trying to like actively listen of like where's the task, where's the thing I need to do, rather than absorbing what everyone in all of my worlds are communicating with me. Um, Again, I mentioned in another episode, it's getting to a bad habit, but here we are. Um, and they were just talking at me, and then they started talking at me in data language about spreadsheets and codes and what things are called that I really have not retained. And I could feel it bubbling. I thought, no, come on, Les. Come on, Les. Come on, Les. Hung up the phone, got off the call, bloop. One little tear goes bloop. Another one goes bloop. I like wiped my eye a little bit. I was like, am I gonna keep my cool? Am I gonna keep my cool? No, not gonna keep my cool. Went off to the bathroom, ugly cried for a sec, sniveled, snotted, blew my nose, had that feeling of like the like really let it out. And I think Walnut, even though I'm in the condition that I am in, this breaking point would have happened. This burnout area um would have happened just because of all of the things going on at the same time. And that happens in life, right? But I think the difference of my condition at the minute is I couldn't stop the waterworks. Normally, I can kind of, you do them in private and then you kind of have a little mow and then you keep your cool. Like the last menty-B I had, I think the episode was something about menty-B. Um, there was no one in the office and I had my thing and I got over it. And I did it and it was fine. But this was like in uncontrollable waterworks that just were not stopping. There was no chance of stopping anything. And I came back into the thing, and then one of my beautiful bananas was like, Lazy, okay? And I was like, the worst. The worst when someone asks you if you're okay. And I said, I'm just having a minty bee. I'm gonna go home because it couldn't stop. I just started again. And then another colleague came, oh, Lazzy, okay, hug, again. I was like, I'm just having a minty bee. I was like, no, I'm going home sick. I can't do it. I'm done. I'm over it. I wasn't doing any work. My brain wasn't functioning. I had just like short circuited into full incomplete overdrive walnut. Um, and I left. And the thing that I'm really proud of is that I left. I did have to come home and put my out of office on and all those sort of things, but I used a sick day. I called in sick and I was just like, no, I got my pug. I had a nap. I shared this thing on my Instagram a little while ago about like one of all the things that you can do when you're mad at the world, have a shower. When you're mad, when this happens, eat something. And the one for me was when you think everybody hates you, have a nap. So I had a nap because I mean it's not that I thought that everybody hated me, but I feel like I'm disappointing people at all ends and all the areas, and I'm getting a lot of bully demon and a lot of self-doubt. And that call when someone's frustrated. I've been making a lot of mistakes as well, Walnut, and trying to brush them off. So it's just a build up in all the areas, and then a couple of like personal situations that have just made me feel quite doubtful of myself and things like that. Just a whole build up. So I had a nap. I grabbed my pug and I had a nap, and I called in sick for the day and called it. Um, and I'm really, really proud about that, Walnut. But I wanted to share that I was reflecting on all of the things, and what I kind of came to realize was that I had driven myself so far into just pushing through and it's going to be okay and I'll come out the other side, which we always do, right? We are walnuts, we are strong, we are capable, we are brave, we're resilient, we are all the wonderful, amazing, divine things. Um, but I was pushing myself, I still am to some degree, to just keep going. And it got me really in the weeds. It got me to a point that the push through got me to a point where I was feeling like I couldn't actually see the logical bigger picture. I needed to actually have that mentee B and that mental breakdown to be like, I'm done. I actually physically, mentally can't. I need to take a nap. I just actually have to go home and nap. There was no push through left. And I was so in the weeds of like how making I got so in the weeds that I was making everything my fault and my problem, and like I was saying, getting down on myself and having bully demon and putting I was adding pressure to myself because I was trying to just hold on to all these little things that didn't really matter. And then after my nap, I was able to sort of have that like zoom out of a bit of perspective. And so what kind of changed my mind and my mindset, Walnut, after my nap was sort of like I can this and this sounds so easy. This sounds so easy when you're on the outside looking in of a situation, but when you're right in it and emotions are high and intelligence is low, as we know, when emotions are high, intelligence is low. Um, it's so much harder to see it. But my mindset shifted to I can only know I only know what I know, and I can only control what I can control. And it really again shone a huge light on where I want to be focusing my energy and my uh yeah, just my energy on, and it's on those people that really make me count and work and pushing myself. And I in my condition I really shouldn't be pushing myself to the point of crying and hyperventilating crying in front of people. Um anyway, because it's not actually good for my little vampire, is it? But um it just really put me into that kind of mind frame again, which I really, really needed, Walnut. So I wanted to share this episode. I know I've had multiple menty-Bs and I know we always talk about menty-Bs, but I I needed to get to a point where I just had that change in mindset. And um it's also really important, Walnut, to have the people around you that can actually tell you that as well. Because even though sometimes you're not in a place to hear it, you're not in a place to hear, hey, you can't control it. If you don't know, you don't know, don't worry. Um, it still just is going into your subconscious brain somewhere. Um, and also, Walnut, just that reminder to take a break and give yourself a break. And I had a friend come over who doesn't live in the area anymore, and we had a little catch up and we went on a walk and we had really productive friend time where like we were both actually finishing up work from home, and then I actually wanted to tick off 30-minute walk for my 12-week challenge. So they came with me and it was just real. Isn't it funny, like being a product an active relaxer or OCD person like us, Walnut, where you just want to tick all the boxes, but you want to like be social. Um, it just filled my cup. Filled my cup that like we were productive, but being friends and hanging out. But it all anyway. So we had discussions about sort of work and things, and just that concept of like no one's gonna die, like I know in some roles someone might die and it's very important, but in the day-to-day sort of corporate office world, it's just about money. It's just about deadlines. But the sun will shine tomorrow. And yeah, this weird little societal culture that we all have about like grinding ourselves to the point of tears. Um, yeah, I think just your reminder, Walnut, that no one's going to die unless you're in a job that someone is going to actually going to die. But um, take the pressure of off of yourself. You are but one walnut. You know, and as long as you have that integrity within yourself and you're doing the best that you can, just from experience, Walnut, and from having this little moment, I I got to this headspace where I just took it upon myself to me be the person adding the pressure and making things my problem and just wanting to help people when I could have just been triaging and diverting them to somebody else. Um, just because it was easier, but who was it easier for? Certainly wasn't easier for me, right? And I could just feel everything building and building and building. And then you add on your sort of outside of work, your family life, your social life, and all of the other little bits. It does become one big little cluster poo of everything. So, Walnut, I just want to encourage you, if you need to take a nap, take a nap. If what I need, I must find that. Let me just grab my phone. I want to find the thing that I posted because I think that it's so relevant to this episode, and it it really helped me out with my theme of this episode and this week. But my walnutting is that I had another menty-B, but in front of people, but I wasn't ashamed of it either. The next day I sort of thanked them and I said, I'm sorry you had to see that, but thank you for being so kind. Um, and the thing is, Walnut, they get it. They've been there. One of the other people that gave me a hug had been in tears the day, like the day, a couple weeks beforehand. So it's around, it's in the water at the moment, and this time of year is always like a little bit crazy, especially in the corporate world with like financial year and things like that. So Walnut, you can only do what you can do. And I promise you the sun will shine again tomorrow. And if you need to take the nap, take the nap. You're worth it. You deserve it. And you'll probably feel all the better for it. And hopefully by doing one of these little things that I found, um, you you get that mindset shift because that's what I really needed. I got so down in the weeds. But this is a post that I put on my Instagram story. Tips I saw on the internet that work. If you feel like you hate everyone, eat. If you feel like everyone hates you, sleep. If you feel like you hate yourself, shower. If you feel like everyone hates everyone, go outside. Um, so I love that. That's been my kind of like little mindset shift motto. And I can only control what I can control. And we can lead horses to water and we can do all the things and we are magical and magnificent, but at the end of the day, we are but one walnut, aren't we? So, please look after you this week. Make that your ultimate focus. I hope this resonates in some way or another. If you've had a menty-B as well and you want to share, please let me know. Jump into the walnut tree and post on the wall or anything, or if you need some support, reach out. I just hope that this episode sparks a little fire up your butt, and I hope you survived. And I know you will survive because you are a resilient, beautiful, sexy, delicious walnut. Have a happy Walnut Wednesday, and please, please put yourself first this week because you're definitely worth it. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.